Hey friends, what's up? So I just did my video a few days ago, maybe a week ago, about the WWE wish list for 2025. And so now I'm going to do an AEW version of things that I want to see in 2025 in AEW. First and foremost, I need me a Darby Allin world title run. Okay, this is non-negotiable, and I understand that a lot of people are thinking that he is the obvious choice for Jon Moxley to beat him, get the world title sometime this year. Okay, and I hear that, but the problem is now Sir Kenny Omega, who I love and adore with my entire heart, soul, brain, being, right? Love him. People are now calling for him to beat Moxley, and respectfully, no. It's not what we're doing. It's not the fucking plan, okay? It's got to be Darby Allin. I need Darby Allin to have a world title reign. It is crazy to me that at no point in time has he had an AEW world title reign yet. To my knowledge, he is like, and always has been, one of the most popular wrestlers in this freaking company. So I don't know how we ever got there, Anthony Khan, but we need to be getting there, okay? So I'm going to need me a Darby Allin world title run, beat Jon Moxley, take out the Death Riders, leave Wheeler Yuta alone because he's having a hard enough time as it is, okay? And give me that world title run. I need it. I need it. And speaking of the Death Riders, Jack Perry. I need Jack Perry to join the Death Riders. I need, like, the next step in Jack Perry's career, okay? I love the scapegoat character. I love him as a heel. I love everything that we have been doing. But now that he lost the TNT title to Garcia, now that he's doing, like another excursion in New Japan, the Young Bucks kind of dipped. I really want them to touch on that story and him kind of like dipping on like the Elite to go with the Death Riders. Like when the Young Bucks left AEW, right? They've obviously been off TV for like, I want to say a month and a half now. I have no concept of time, but it's been a while. And when there was a backstage segment where Jack Perry went into their office and they were like shredding papers and they're packing their shit and he did not know they were gonna leave, but they were like, we're scared of the Death Riders, we're fucking out of here, which I liked. But we haven't touched on any of that since then. Like they just kind of dipped. Jack Perry stayed, lost to Garcia, and that was it. We haven't really had any more than that. There was a quick segment in New Japan when the Young Bucks came back. They came like to one of Jack's matches in New Japan and like helped him win and like beat up the other guy and whatever. But that was it. So we saw them backstage kind of talking about like, hey, like we're back, we helped you, and Jack's like, where the fuck have y'all been? It's like, I lost my title, everything's gone to hell, Moxley's taken over, like where the fuck have you guys been? And they were just kind of like, oh, well, busy, we're back, it's fine, just move on. I need more than that. So I don't really know why they chose to do that in New Japan. Interesting move. Luckily, I pay attention to New Japan, so like that's fine. I saw it, but I feel like there's a lot of people who may not have seen that interaction kind of go down. So interesting call there, but I need them to move that back to like AEW, and I need something on Dynamite where we're seeing kind of like that next step for Jack Perry, and I would like it to be him joining the Death Riders. There was a moment that I've talked about a couple times when the whole Death Riders thing started and Mox said to Jack, he was like, listen, no matter what happens, I've always liked you. And I think it's because Jack Perry did the Jungle Boy thing for a while and eventually said, fuck that, turned heel, went scapegoat, did the whole thing. And he kind of did what Moxley is trying to get everybody else to do, which is kind of say, fuck it, and just like be a badass. Go after the title. Get what you want, right? Elevate yourself within this company and make this company everything that it can be, right? So I would love to see Jack kind of be like, Elite doesn't get it. They don't get like the work that I've done and what I've accomplished, but Mox does. And I want everybody else to try to rise to my level, our level. So I'm gonna say fuck the Young Bucks and I'm gonna go with Mox. I would love to see that. Number 3, I need something to change with Adam Cole. I can't explain it. I actually asked on the podcast not too long ago. I'm like, do you have to have like watched Adam Cole in NXT to like get it, to get him to understand, to like feel connected to? Because I just don't. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I didn't see him in like NXT. I've only been watching AEW for a few years. Like, I don't know if it's that I don't get the Undisputed Kingdom thing. I don't know if it's just that he's been out for a good portion of like my time watching AEW. But I don't get it. I just don't get, like, every time he comes out, it's a huge fucking pop. Everybody likes him. You don't see many people that don't like Adam Cole. Like, most people are, they're at least like, yeah, he's cool. Like, he's good. I like him. Like, no one hates Adam Cole, right? So it's always a big pop. He comes out, he does the baby thing, and he no, it's the boom, right? And everybody does it. Everybody pops for it. Everybody loves it. I just don't get it. And I'm a big Roddy Strong hater. I'm a fucking hater, okay, of him, Taven, and Bennett. I'm a hater. But I just don't get the Adam Cole thing. So I need, in 2025, I need us to, like, stop jumping Adam Cole around. And I understand that the Adam Cole MJF story was probably supposed to be a lot better than it was. Adam Cole broke his foot. MJF had like a million injuries from doing, 12 matches a week. And I get that. So I get that kind of got fucked. But I need I need like a solid character for Adam Cole, because it also was like he's heel, and then he's babyface, then he's kind of tweener, and then it's babyface, but then kind of heel, and then it's like it's going everywhere. I need us to, like, stop moving, solidify a character for him. I don't care. I don't even care if he is a tweener. Like, I just want us to pick a lane and kind of stick in it. Because there's no chance of me getting super invested into Adam Cole until we figure out what the fuck is going on with him. So please, that would be nice. I also personally feel like we need to move away from him and MJF, which I think we are. I think we're done with that. But I also need to maybe move him away from Roddy and Undisputed Kingdom, because I hate it. That's just a me thing, though. Number 4, Bowens and Caster separate. For the love of all that is good in life, get Bowens away from this thing right now, okay? We all hate Caster, I think, at this point. Dude, like, gets booed, but he is dragging Bowens down with him. And I know that, like, they keep, like, teasing the turn, but not doing it. And I know that we all are on, like, we want long-term storytelling. Not this long. Not with this. Turn him. Move on. But I don't care which one turns at this point. No matter which one turns, whether Caster turns on Bowens or the other way around, people are going to cheer Bowens because everybody hates Caster. So at this point, make somebody turn on somebody, move on. Let's just get this thing, let's get this train on the tracks, get this thing fucking moving, because I'm tired of waiting for it. And respectfully, the Acclaimed has gone downhill fast. Like, really fast. It's rough. They used to be so hot on, like, just one of the most popular acts in the company, and now they're just like, no one really cares. And a lot of that is Caster being himself, and somebody should take social media from him permanently. He should be banned. But also, I think just, like, they kind of died down storyline wise too. They don't have a lot going on, and this, like, really, really slow burn of, like, the breakup of this tag team is, I think, hurting it at this point. We need the turn to happen. Bowen separates from Caster, do a little singles feud, and then just, like, separate. It's time to move on at this point, okay? We got all the scissoring out of this that we were gonna get. Time to move on. And speaking of progression, I know that a lot of this already has been like, I need this to move forward. I need progression here. But I do, okay? So the next one is MJF. I need MJF progression in a way, but a little bit different. My thing with MJF, I never, outside of the ending of the Adam Cole feud, I never dislike what MJF is doing. I always like his work. He's insanely amazing and fun on the mic, a great wrestler in ring. Like, I always say he's pretty close to, like, a perfect wrestler all around. He's great, right? But my thing is, he's always been the guy that, like, says the crazy shit, says what people are, like, thinking but won't say out loud. He goes for the jugular, right? He's the crazy guy in the mic. I love that about him. But I feel like we're not seeing any real progression in his character. For example, he was always like that asshole guy that everybody loved to boo, right? And then when he went babyface with Adam Cole, it turned into, like, that's our scumbag. We love him, right? For babyface. That was progression. That was a change. That was, like, kind of moving forward. Now it almost feels like we've kind of gone backwards a little bit. Now it looks like we're doing a feud with Jeff Jarrett, which is a choice. Fine. But I need like that kind of next step. And I'm a little disappointed because I really liked what they did with MJF Osprey. The beginning of that feud was a little rough too, because it was kind of like we were waiting to get to like that point where it just kind of hits, right? There's always a point in a story where like it's a shocking moment or something somebody says, or like a really good match or something where it just kind of hits and you're like, this is fucking awesome, right? So for me, that moment in MJF Osprey was when they did the promo, and Will Ospreay was like, all these people, you know, used to love you. And he was like, they loved me until you got here. And it was like, oh shit, it's jealousy, right? And so like I thought that was fucking awesome. And I thought that was a moment of progression. But now it's like he's kind of just shit talking people, and like the Adam Cole feud, thank God, is over. But like now I need like that next step. So if we're gonna use Jeff Jarrett for that, it needs to be MJF kind of finding a way to go for the world title, which it sounds like he's gonna kind of use Jeff Jarrett to like get there and then try to take it himself or something like that. But I think something I need in 2025 from MJF is something a little bit different. I'm okay with him being a heel. I'm okay with him staying the way that he is on the mic, but I need something new. I need like a new, how do I describe this? Like a new level. We need to like get to like a new level, a new, like the next step, the next story to kind of move his character forward rather than just sticking to the same stuff we've always done. Cause that gets a little, the same jokes, the same cracks at people repeatedly about people's moms and stuff. It's like, okay, like that's kind of funny depending on the moment, but like we need to move on to something else. We need to mature a little bit into like whatever the next phase is for MJF. And in keeping with my theme of progression, I need a Britt Baker repackage, okay? And I don't mean just a progression. We need to hit the reset button, okay? Because I came into watching AEW and Britt Baker is one of my favorites on the roster, and she's definitely one of my favorites in the women's division. I love Britt Baker, I do. I don't know what has happened in the last couple of years with Britt Baker, but it is looking like a rough time, okay? She stepped away because everybody wanted her kind of like respectfully out of our face because they were like, she wins everything, she's always a champion, we're sick of seeing her. So she said, okay, fine, I will step back. And I applaud her for making that decision, because that couldn't have been easy, especially because I'm sure all wrestlers want to do is entertain the fans and have the fans love the work that they're doing, the storylines that they're in and all that stuff. So I'm sure that wasn't easy. So I applaud her for being able to make that decision. But she steps back. She ends up having a stroke, which nobody knew about, but that's what took her out for like a year, right? Kind of dealing with that, recovering, the whole thing, okay? She comes back, and it's Britt Mercedes, which is my like dream feud in AEW, right? And the match was rough. And it's hard because I've seen great Britt matches. Obviously, Mercedes is personally my GOAT for women's wrestling. I think she's one of the best wrestlers in the industry, right? So it's like, you kind of want to blame, you're like, okay, so was it Britt's fault? But also, it's like her first match back after going through all of that, literally having a fucking stroke. But it like, I think the world just reacted so badly to it that the whole feud just got cut and it was done, which was really disappointing. I was hoping for more. So I think we need a Britt repackage. And I don't know if that comes in the form of heel or babyface. It might have to be heel because of how, like, the last time we saw her was the rough Mercedes match, and a lot of people are kind of angry about it, so it might have to be heel because I worry she's gonna get booed. You could try as a babyface, but I don't know who she would come up against that like she would get cheered. But I think she needs to come back probably in a heel form. I don't know why she's not working with Jamie Hayter. It sounds like they have like personal issues, that they're like not working with each other. There's a lot going on right now. But I would love to see her kind of come back with like a brand new character of sorts. Like I said, definitely heel, but we need to repackage her a little bit. The same old stuff is no longer working. And I also worry a little bit that like she's kind of done everything that there is to do in AEW. A lot of people, I always said I don't think she would go to WWE because like she's always talked about AEW, like that's like where she wants to be, like that's her home, that's her place. But there's been progression in the women's division since AEW started, but it's been a slow process of like getting more titles, getting more stories on TV. We're still asking for more women's feuds and storylines, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit, but we're still asking for more of the women's division. And I guess that's, across multiple companies that we're doing that. But like still, she's done a majority of like what is available to her in AEW's women's division. So I do worry we may be losing her to WWE at some point in the future. But with all the drama and everything that's kind of surrounding her name over the last, I would say, 6 months or so, I think we're going to need a new Britt Baker. I think she needs to be heel, but I think they need to have a really good story set up for her. And if it's not with Jamie Hayter, you can't do Mercedes because Mercedes is a heel. Maybe it's against somebody who's super popular, like, a Willow or somebody who could kind of be like, hey, you used to run this locker room and you used to be like the locker room leader or whatever. And, you kind of, you did all this stuff, whatever it is, if you want to bring up the drama or maybe just tell her she's kind of acting like a bitch if she's going to be a heel anyway, and be like, so now I'm going to take over. I kind of stepped up and did, the things that you couldn't do. Something like that. I think Willow would be a really good pick for that. So I'd love to see kind of progression there. Number 8 is something I've been asking for a very long time. It's kind of a 2-for-1. I would love to have some women's factions. Okay, I want Deonna to have one and I want Mercedes to have one. And I'm going to talk about each of them and kind of why. For Deonna, I would love to, she has Taya already. But I would love for her to grow that into more of a mob-like kind of faction. She's already working like the mob kind of vibe, right? Like the mob wife something, whatever. And Taya's kind of her bodyguard, her backup, her whatever. I would love to see them grow that more and create an even bigger faction, maybe with some of the women that aren't really used as much, especially on Collision, because that's where we typically see her. But I would love to see them grow a faction for her and just kind of have this faction that just kind of dominates on Collision. Just like they cheat to win all the time. They're beating everybody up. They're taking people out backstage. The whole thing just kind of like, I guess, similar to Death Riders, where they're just kind of causing chaos everywhere to like dominate the division. I would love to see them doing that for Deonna on Collision. For Mercedes, I would love to see something. I think it would be, I don't want to say similar, but I would love to see Mercedes have this group of really strong women that kind of like fight her fights for her, fight her battles for her. We started to have it with Camille. That ended, and now like we haven't seen Camille. So I don't know exactly what's happening. I thought we were going towards a Mercedes faction, and now it feels like we're back to Mercedes by herself. A little confused there, but I would love to have them give Mercedes a faction to run. And I think she'd be a great choice for that one. Like I said, she's fucking goated. Okay. She's one of the best women's wrestlers. She's an idol to a lot of these women that are in AEW and a lot of, especially the young ones coming up. Right. So it'd be great for them to work with her, learn from her, all that kind of stuff. 2, it fits her character. Okay. I like that they have her win clean a lot because it's fucking Mercedes Moné. Like, obviously she's extremely talented. She can beat people clean. Right. I do like that. But as a heel, we need to add more tomfoolery, right? Some fuckery. We need to add some chaos to this where like sometimes she does, like her group does jump in to like cheat to help her win or whatever it might be. Or maybe she wrestles less and lets other people fight her battles, especially if she's going to be having all these other titles for like Rev Pro and New Japan where she's off doing whatever. Have someone from like her faction wrestle for her on Collision, Rampage. Oh, we're not doing Rampage anymore. Dynamite, whatever it might be, right? And kind of take that spot that way. Like that story kind of continues while she's out doing other things. Kind of works like that. Number 9 is my absolute non-negotiable. Okay, need Darby Allin to have a world title reign, non-negotiable. Okay, this is the same. It's the same level of non-negotiable. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? I need a Harley Cameron push in 2025. I am so obsessed with her. It's not even funny. Okay. She is everything. She is hilarious. She is the comedic gift that she has is unmatched. Okay. It is unmatched. She is amazing. I can't even like give you all the words that are like in my head. I just adore seeing her on TV. Everything she does is amazing. It's freaking hilarious. Her character work is great. Every single thing that they throw at her, she kills it. 12 out of 10, right? I need a push. And I'm not saying I need her to be like AEW Women's Champion in 2025, but I want her on my TV screen every single week, okay? They're starting to do her and Mariah a little bit. Love that. Love that. But like they use her for a lot of like backstage segments, interviews, like the little commercial thing they did for Christmas. And I love all of that. But I want to see her on TV in some storylines. Like, I love the one that they did with her and Soraya a while back with Anna Jay. That was so good. That was one of my favorite things on TV at the time. But it says something that, like, we were planning on going to Collision a few weeks ago when they were here in Ohio, and we were going to go to Collision, and literally one of my first thoughts was, oh my God, we might see Harley Cameron. She is not like somebody who's wrestling every single week. She is not always on TV, but that was my first thought. And to me, that was like, she has the aura. She has people's attention, right? So I need a big Harley Cameron push this year. I don't even care what direction it goes, because no matter what direction it is, she's going to kill it, but need more Harley Cameron on my TV in 2025. And finally, number 10, I kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but the last thing I need in 2025 is more women's feuds and storylines that are not title related. At the moment, off the top of my head, I think the only one we really have is like Deanna's kind of doing what she's doing on Collision, and then like Jamie Hayter and Julia Hart. I think that's it off the top of my head, okay? We're going to need more than that. I like that we have 2 strong women's champions that are doing, they have strong feuds and stories and things going on, and we're seeing them, more consistently. But we need to expand a little bit more, and we need to have non-title women's feuds and storylines. We need a lot more of that in 2025, okay? And there are so many women to choose from. We have Willow and Stat, which might be coming into something, so I'm open to that. But we have Willow, we have Stat, like I said, Jamie and Julia Hart. Queen Aminata is somebody who is really, really good. I think she's pretty popular with fans. I would love to see more of her on Dynamite. We have Sheeta, who everybody loves, Britt, as I mentioned earlier, Deanna and Taya. Like, we have so many options to choose from. Ty and Anna Jay. Like, Anna Jay has had a really good 2024. Ty just made her debut back into wrestling in New Japan about a week ago. Not even. Would love to see them like teaming up or maybe having a feud or something like that. Want to see more of them. Sky Blue is going to come back hopefully sometime this year. Would love to see more of her. Thunder Rosa. Like, there's so many super talented women who are not on TV consistently because there is no stories going on. There are so many stories that you could be doing, so many feuds. Even if, like, honestly, even if you're just giving us like some random kind of like one-on-one matches, give us some bangers. You'll do that randomly with the men. Give us some of those with the women too. Like Anna and Ty, come on, a fucking banger. Okay, Queen Aminata, I'm pretty sure could have a banger with literally anybody you put her in the ring with. Would love to see that. I'd also love to see Athena in AEW this year. Okay, I know she's killing it in Ring of Honor, but I would love to see her take that next step. And maybe, I think a lot of people are saying wrestle Mercedes at All In this year, but I'd love to see her make that jump to AEW, and that's another person that could have a banger with pretty much anybody you put her in the ring with. So I'd love to see some more non-title women's feuds as well this year. Thank you, everybody, for watching my AEW 2025 wish list. I have a few more items on the wish list that I'm going to be talking about in the extended version, which will be on my Instagram exclusive content. So feel free to go check that out. It's just at Marissa DeLuca, like it is here on YouTube, and sign up for that to see the rest of the things on my wish list. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later.